So, hello and welcome to this rapid fire late night episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where we're discussing round 7 of the Formula One World Championship, the Monaco Grand Prix. I didn't get to watch the race, I was at rehearsals for the Europa League final opening ceremony all day. Does someone want to fill me in?
It was boring. Then it rained, and it wasn't quite so boring.
Go on.
I mean, I didn't really watch most of it because I was participating in a tennis tournament. So, I mean, I saw the start. There was a little bit of bumper cars round.
That was funny.
What I'll call Lowe's hairpin,
really
but it's not called Lowe's hairpin anymore, is it? It's called something else.
It's just a hairpin now, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's always got a name of some description.
It's not actually called the hairpin, is it?
No,
like a
it's
special
just called the
corner.
hairpin.
It was Station, then it was Lowe's, now it's something else. But yeah, anyway.
To be fair, the
besides
bumper
the
car
point,
started at Mirabel.
this is true. Because one of the Hasses absolutely,
Hulkenberg
Sergeant. Deserving penalty.
Oh yeah,
we'll cover that one off.
I seen the first lap. I just watched Hulkenberg absolutely send it into Mirabel. It's like, what are you doing? Brake.
Yeah. Then
Logan Sargent is not a brake.
K-Mag showed him how it was done a few laps later. Absolutely sent one down the inside of Mirabel.
We had Stroll try go through a gap that did not fit his car.
Correct. Stroll found the wall and the car and both at the same time.
We had Sainz find Ocon's ass into
Nouvelle chicane.
Nouvelle chicane. That move was never on either. He just sort of went.
Let's push him to use his tyres. We don't mean literally push the car, Carlos. We also had Sergio Perez go up the arse end of a Haas and break his front wing.
Weird.
That was a really weird one.
And then end up 2 laps down.
Yeah, that's his own fault though, isn't it? He shouldn't have crashed on Saturday.
Yeah.
What a qualifying session as well.
Q3 was banging. Q3 was out of this world.
Especially when Ocon put it into professional pole. You're like, anyone can get pole here. What's going on?
They're just casually talking away, and then Ocon's just like, here's a time that beats Max Verstappen.
It's just P1.
Wild. That's why Monaco's so good. I know the racing's not great.
The qualifying was good because nobody binned it in Q3, and we actually got everyone to complete their final runs. So the tension was there, the excitement was there. It wasn't just, we're halfway around the lap and red flag.
Bang.
Yeah.
So that was, for me, that was why Q3 in particular was so damn good. It was that we actually got the full fulfillment of everyone gets to set their lap time, which was great because Alonso was on pole and then Max pulled a purple sector out of his ass and was suddenly just fast enough because he was 2 tenths down on Alonso's time at the end of the Rascas. I watched a the people that do the
I watched the comparison. It was all through the Rascas.
It was all through Rascas. It was ridiculous. It was just behind, ahead.
Alonso must have made a mistake at Rascas.
Yeah, just like a small lock up or a misjudgment on the turning point, but still phenomenal effort to just pull that back.
Oh yeah,
but no, quali was mega. But yes, it was definitely Perez's fault. He put himself on the back foot. As much the same as we've seen in years previous with other people, even if they've made it into other sessions, they've always been sort of on the back foot from them.
You crash at Monaco.
Basically. Yes, is the long and short of it.
Charles knows all about that.
At least they finished the race.
Mm.
Yeah, that's another weird thing in qualifying with him blocking Lando.
Oh god, yeah, that was an awkward one, wasn't it?
It's like surely the team would be onto him saying like Lando's close, like either speed up or slow down to let him through at the
Yeah.
start of the tunnel instead of right on the corner at the tunnel.
And being parked right in the middle.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
yeah,
that-
sure, Monaco's tricky. There's not many places to let someone through, but come on.
Yeah, I'm guessing they wanted to let him through at the chicane, like just before it, but they must have got their timing wrong or something. And then,
personally, I think probably the best place to do it is, if you're on a slow lap, is to come to the inside of Portier and slow down there, because then they can take Portier normally as they go into the tunnel, and then they're
Yeah.
already past you.
Or the chicane, you just don't take the chicane.
Yeah,
Just go off
But-
the track.
yeah. Still, inside of Tabac is exit of Tabac is reasonable as well.
Mm.
But
Who took the Mojave Ragunathan line through
Forgot about him.
thingy? Turn 1. Sandoval.
how could
Someone
you
took the
forget the
Ragunathan
name
line.
of Sandoval?
I want to say
I
Joe,
remember seeing
but
it.
I'm not sure if it was.
I think it was
know
because they
they
lost like
fully-
2 positions.
Mm.
Yes. I think it because he lost to Sargent, was it? Someone.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
remember who. Yeah,
Because
he
for
was trying
whatever
to
reason,
overtake, then
he
he
just
just
took the Ragunathan line.
got turn 1 and then
If in doubt.
fell back. Yeah, because
So-
Sargent was struggling with his mediums.
Oh yeah, Sargent got absolutely duped that lap.
Yeah, it was
Sargent
fun
just
for him.
was not quick this weekend.
Yeah.
The team putting on to softs to learn about graining.
Yeah.
Well, just we know you're struggling. Here's a set of softs.
Make it to the
Cool.
end.
And then the rain came.
Yes.
But that was at the dry period of around lap 40 and they kept on about rain. And then we're like, nah, it's not gonna happen. And then just
There's
out of
rain at the
nowhere,
water park.
it was like George came on the radio and said it's raining turn 3. But it didn't really
And
look
then
like
everyone
it. And then
went-
like 2 laps later you could see just going down to Casino Square, like the whole inside line was just damp as anything.
But yeah,
all
that
the
reminds me of that.
commentators were going on like, oh, if it's only in a couple of corners, you just kind of gotta deal with it for the rest of the lap, and
Yeah.
and then it wasn't the last couple of corners.
Yeah, it was every corner.
Yeah.
And even in that section, it was like full wets for that bit of track. So everyone just started going off, and then you seen George go off, take the Rosberg line, and then rejoin straight in front of Perez.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole talk about rain, but no rain came, reminded me of the Hungarian Grand Prix a few years ago. It's like, oh, it's raining at the water park.
Great.
Cool. It's not raining at the track. And then as soon as the checkered flag fell,
That's what I was fully expecting.
all the rain came at once.
Because they were saying, I think they said lap 50, and then it moved to 57. And then I think the Red Bull team said around 61. And then it just started at like 54 around then, I think. Just out of nowhere.
But it was always going to be tricky when it comes that late in the race, because they say if you're on dry tires on a damp track, you want new softs,
Yeah.
because that's the best. And Max is out in the front, and most people are on track on very old hards. Worst case scenario, pretty much. What I found gutting in a way was the Aston Martin pit stop saga, because that's the only word I can
Yeah.
think to describe it. because they pulled Alonso in and he's going inters, and the team shoves on a brand new set of slicks. And then 2 laps later, he's back in to get inters on.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the
okay, I
same.
know Max was quite far ahead, but that's 20
Yeah.
seconds.
He had 8-second gap, like 10 seconds around then.
Would have at least made it more interesting at the final stages.
Yeah.
Could have been an Alonso W.
Lando done the same though. McLaren boxed him for new hards like a lap later.
Yeah, literally. I saw new hards going, and I was just like, "You what, mate? Why?"
They need to check their weather radar again.
Like in that position, you might as well gamble it, you know.
It was like
Well,
Red
they
Bull
were-
as well, though, like 3 laps to the end, just petted Perez for fresh enters for no apparent reason.
Well, Perez should have
It's-
just keep him out of the walls, really, wasn't it? 'Cause he was
It's
on
not
the
even like it
extreme
could be
wets.
for fastest lap because he's not going to get a purple lap time on enters.
No.
Bonkers.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was just because it was Monaco, but the Mercedes didn't look to be any better of a race car.
I don't
couldn't
know.
really
I
get a
I
always
think it
force.
was Monaco.
I always say
Oh,
with
yeah,
these
just
with
one.
upgrades, you got to give it a couple of races because Monaco, in particular, Monaco is a really weird circuit in terms of its characteristics and just the whole layout.
Yeah.
So in terms of carpet, because like Monaco is so weird, they have to bring a brand new steering rack just for this race, just so they can go around the bloody hairpin. So I think the real test, I think the best benchmark will be Spain because we've done so much testing at Spain. We've had so much data from Spain. The team will really be able to go, we've made good gains, or it's not actually
We've
done
won.
anything.
Yeah.
Or we've went backwards.
Yes.
And even then, with Monaco in 2021, when Mercedes had one of the best cars on the grid at Monaco, it wasn't great. It was
Yeah.
like 8th or whatever. So
Can we just point out, though, that Mercedes have an utter and are still ahead of Ferrari in the constructors' titles?
Classic Ferrari things.
it was also very funny how they've brought a new floor Mercedes, and then within like 3 practice sessions, they've got a photo of the floor.
To be fair, you now have photos of the Red Bull floor as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. Just put it on the crane, mate. How high do you want it? Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a guy in a Red Bull shirt sitting in the crane. Yes.
Is that a bird? Is that a plane? No, it's a Formula One.
It's a Mercedes.
Look at the Venturi tunnels on that bird.
It reminds me of Monza last year, where after the race they just left Ricardo's car hanging. Because I've got photos of the McLaren's floor from last year.
Should have sold them.
Not that anybody wants them
McLaren's
floor.
because it's the McLaren.
No, but they'd know what not to do.
Here's
if you
what not
if you
to
end up
build.
with a design that looks similar to this,
Don't.
bin it. Start again. No, like I can't remember what session it was, but the marshals at the track, being
I think it was
Monaco marshals,
FP3.
they just pick up the car and put a trolley underneath it. And then I saw a lot of people online like, why don't they do that at other tracks? How many times at other tracks does the car that stops stop on tarmac? Not often.
Surely it would roll down the hill as well.
It depends if they leave it in gear or not.
You put well, no,
Like
but if
the
you put
money
the
after
car
the
on the
car.
trolley.
Well, okay,
after
right,
the
yeah,
car.
okay, fine, yeah. But there's still guys around it, obviously, Ben. They don't just put the trolley under and then go, oh, that's it, job done.
Yeah.
Can you
Sorry, it's
imagine, like,
the airpin mate down there.
on one of the cameras, like on the corner, you just see the car, and then like 10 men running after it because they've dropped it.
But
And there's a car in the wall, but we're under red flag conditions. What?
But yeah, so like how many times at other circuits does a car actually stop on tarmac? I know we had it a couple of years ago where Ocon stopped on circuit at Silverstone and he was on the old national straight,
last year.
that would have worked then. Fine. Because what people were saying was like, wow, this was really quick. Why don't we implement this everywhere? Gravel, grass, sometimes wet mud,
Yeah.
not conducive of trolley.
To be fair, they do use the crane system in Zandvoort.
Yes.
There's just like 6 cranes at every corner.
And
Yoink.
that works because Zandvoort is such a small, tight circuit that getting things around it is a bit of a mission anyway.
Yeah.
So that works.
And
but
it's so
But-
banked.
Even if it's like a car
yeah, imagine
goes
trying to
stop
get a
on.
tractor around that.
But even
Well,
if a
Williams
car.
have gone round it before, haven't they?
The 2020 Haas went around it as well,
Yeah,
to be
so
fair.
there you go.
Even if the car stopped on track and they used the trolleys, they'd have to run to the pit lane really, because they'd have to go over the grass to get it off the track.
Well,
they'd
because they've got like surface
They'd have to go-
service roads.
yeah,
that
they'd have to
have
go to the
little
nearest
tarmac
service
inlet.
road.
That's fair. Well, I mean, they
But,
do that
like-
if they push the car off track anyway. So
Yeah, but at that point you might as well get the crane. Because you'd have to red flag
it
it at that
depends how
point
many.
anyway.
Because like at Silverstone, we had to wait because the tractor was a mile away, and at Monza we've had to wait because the tractor was a mile away. And
Yeah, but
it's like it's one of
tractor-
those ones.
a tractor
what-
getting a mile is going to be quicker than people pushing a Formula One car a mile.
Yeah, but the tractor will drive the mile, pick up the car, and then go the 200 yards to the nearest service road. What we're saying is like just pushing it to the
That's right,
service
yeah.
road in the time it takes it. Like that might be quicker, but sometimes it's just not feasible because the car is beached in
Yeah.
gravel.
Yeah.
And in Monaco, there's only like 1 service road.
Yeah. So it's one of those interesting ones. Like I can see both sides of it. Like, yes, this is a really good idea. It works for Monaco. It would probably work for every other street circuit, but is it practical to be applied everywhere? Not really. It will have use cases, sure. Could other circuits just buy some trolleys? Maybe, but then they'd have to train up the marshals because the Monaco
Yeah, that's another
marshals are
thing, yeah.
specifically trained on
Yeah.
For Monaco,
lifting
yeah.
procedures for
Yeah.
cars.
Having to
And-
train like
Yeah,
however many marshals at a Formula One race and actually getting them all to
which are all
Train in
volunteers,
time,
by the
yeah,
way,
and
which
getting
should
them
be
all to train
reiterated.
in time
Yeah,
for a race is like, yeah.
that's one thing that Monaco does kind of like really shine on is
The marshals.
the marshals, the fire marshals, the whole
Yeah.
extra bit around the Grand Prix. They do that
Yeah.
pretty well. It's just the
That's
same.
it.
The race is a bit boring.
Yeah, again, Monaco, you have to be quick.
Yeah.
So they have
But
to
yeah,
be
you
good.
would have to train every intervention marshal
Yeah.
around the circuit.
So
And there's 100. Because at least 3.
I
On
think there's
each
3
post.
intervention marshal every post.
Yeah, at each,
And then there's
and
a
there's
fire marshal and a flag marshal.
I love
Yeah,
the
so-
fire marshals helmets though. Oh my god, they're so cool. If people haven't seen them, just search Monaco Grand Prix fire marshal helmet and you'll get the closest thing to a real life stormtrooper helmet. But gold plated.
Because of Monaco.
Yes. But yeah, so it's another one of those things you see online that like, okay,
Oh
yeah,
my
you
God.
understand it. Yeah, see, you understand it, and at surface level it's fine, but you really start digging into it, and it actually probably isn't worth the time of day to start trying to implement it.
Because like everywhere else, they have a system. For the most part, it works.
It might not be the most rapid thing in the world, but it's probably cost effective.
Yeah, at that point, it works. Again, not the quickest, but it works. So there's no point changing it for something that you won't use, probably
Like-
won't use for like once every 5 years. or
Yeah, like if
something.
you wanted the quickest thing in the world, you'd have a crane that covered literally every inch of
Yeah.
runoff, and that's not cost effective. So, but yeah, One thing I did want to state before we move onwards. Checkered flag waving. I've pooed on people for this before. Do you know who waved the checkered flag at Monaco this weekend?
Tom
Spider-Man.
Holland.
Tom Holland did. Do you know what he did?
Did
He
actually wave
waved
the checkered
the
flag?
flag. He
Yeah.
actually did it, and he did it well.
He almost hit
Can we
himself
have
in
him
the
back?
face.
Fanboy.
He almost hit himself
What
in
a
the face as
fanboy.
well.
I mean, yeah, but like, fair
You know,
enough.
you know, you
He's
do it well.
trying
You hit
it.
yourself in the face.
It's also very funny how he got invited by Red Bull, and then when
Yeah.
Buxton spoke to him on the grid, he said, "Who you rooting for?" He said, "I'm rooting for Hamilton because he's a Lewis fan."
You can't buy loyalty these days.
Yeah.
I mean, fair
Bro's not
play
getting
to
invited
him.
back.
He'll just get invited back by Mercedes and or
Mm.
McLaren.
Mm.
Because everyone that, well, it's pretty
Yeah.
well known that he gets on with Lando and that. So
I wonder if McLaren played the Spider-Man theme song to him again.
I hope they did.
That's so funny.
So, but yes, I did want to just throw out
While
the
we're-
praise for Tom Holland for actually waving the checkered flag.
While we're talking about marshals,
Mm.
I think it's important to discuss Formula 2.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
That was a scary incident, wasn't it?
Yes, unneeded.
Take us through the play-by-play, Chris. Go on for those listeners that haven't seen.
So I think it was Victor Martin hit the wall,
Yeah. Okay.
and his car then decided to just spontaneously combust. And so those marshals on circuit, obviously, double waved yellows are deployed. I think the safety car may even have been out.
I think that might have been after. I can't remember who was the onboard, like almost who drove past. Who was that?
I think
Zane
it was
Maloney
Martin.
was
Was this
not?
the car that spun
think
and
it was
crashed at the
Martin's
top of Mirabeau?
Maybe.
Not Mirabeau,
No.
Massenet.
Casino, yeah, Massenet into Casino Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that- I thought that was Doohan that twatted the wall.
No, I think. Hold on.
I know it was
I'll
Martin's who
Google
was
it.
driving.
Yeah, I thought it was Martins who got the penalty
Yeah,
for not slowing under yellows.
yeah.
Oh,
did.
okay. Well, someone skipped the wall, and then Martin coming up the hill just didn't really slow down and nearly scalped a marshal.
Classic.
Mm.
I did because I watched the highlights, and that wasn't in it. Like the bit where he almost twatted a marshal, that wasn't in it. But it did pop up that he got a 10-second penalty for not slowing under yellows, and I
Yeah.
thought,
No, he got a drive-through.
Yeah, you got
oh
to
yes,
drive
yes,
through.
he got a drive
It's-
through. I was thinking, that's harsh. Something more there. So
And it's because they've tightened the rules around double waved yellows
Good.
from this race. Now, if there's double waved yellows, you need to slow to safety car speed.
yeah, too right.
And
Yeah.
if the safety car is out and there's double waved yellows, you need to slow down even more.
Perfect. I mean, it's
Um,
understandable. That's the area where there is an issue. Go faster
Yeah.
in other bits if you need to keep up your track temperature, your tire temperature. But at that point, like the whole point of double waved yellows is literally slow down and be ready to stop.
Yeah, even the commentators were saying that as well when they were watching the replay.
Like,
Like-
there's no way at those speeds any of those drivers were ready to stop.
Exactly.
So
I mean, sure, those cars can stop fast, but
no,
Not
not at that
fast.
speed.
No, when it looked like he saw the marshal, he wouldn't have been able to stop quick enough.
no.
Because who crashed in? Doohan crashed.
I think it was Doohan. Yeah.
Yeah, Doohan was like on the corner. So as you came around the corner, you saw him,
Yeah,
and he was like
Tim was
halfway
on
on.
racing line.
Yeah, he was halfway on the track. So like, Martin wouldn't have seen him until he came
Until he
around the
got
corner.
round. Yeah.
He was lucky
The
he managed to avoid the marshal, to be honest.
Was the race red flagged after that, actually? I was going to say, surely it had to be. He was blocking
It
half the
should have.
track.
The thing is, it probably should have been before Martin's even done that. So as much as it is Martin's fault in
Yeah.
a way. It's also FIA's. Like you can't put all the blame on Martin.
No.
Well, you can.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like
But
he
any
didn't
other
slow
sport,
down.
isn't it? You play to the whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
They need
what
to
we
be
always
quicker on the whistle.
always got taught in when I was playing hockey in school is you don't put up a fuss, you play to the whistle, you just get on with it.
Mm.
If the ref doesn't blow, carry on. Tough. You might feel hard done by, but just crack on with it.
Yeah, like I know we gave the FIA stick about the Gasly incident in Japan, but this one, yeah, they probably could have thrown the red flag faster, but that's all on Martin's side. He should have slowed.
Mm.
There was no reason to approach a double waved yellow sector in Monaco,
Yeah.
of all tracks, at that speed.
Yeah, it's like a bit of both of their
And-
faults.
Yeah.
That makes
In the grand scheme of things, the length of time it took them to make their decision isn't that bad compared to how quickly Martins was on the scene.
Mm.
Like it's not gonna be a case of, oh look, one of the dots has stopped going around on track, red. It's never like
Yeah.
No.
that. They have to take an assessment of the situation.
Probably takes
And,
a little
yeah.
bit to get to like the right camera angle and everything where they can see it as well.
Especially considering where it happened, there wasn't really a great camera angle for it,
No,
from
because
broadcast at
didn't-
least.
yeah, from
the-
broadcast you could only see like just as you were going into the corner. I think it's kind of like one of the not blind corners, but blind to the camera.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
Wouldn't the
There
team
was,
have said to Martins as well there'd been incident?
I'd like
They
to
should have,
think.
yeah.
It comes on a steering wheel as well, double.
Yeah.
And there's the light boards, there's the flags. Bro
But-
knew it was double waved yellows and just
But
didn't slow down.
where on the track was he when it happened? Because then it takes time for the
Yeah.
team get back to the teams, for the teams to send it to him.
The
So it's
speed
like,
at which the marshals wave the flags. Yeah. He
Marshals
would have
are
known
really quick.
anyway.
Someone goes out and those flags are out almost instantly.
Like
Yeah.
last year, someone had an engine blowout and was going up Beau Rivage. And before, it was actually quite hilarious because you could see this massive plume of smoke. And as the car was coming up the hill, the marshal was waving the green. And then as soon as the car got to him, he swapped it to yellow. Which was brilliant. It was seamless. It was just green, car, yellow, carry on, son. So yeah, no, the
Black
marshals are
really well
proper on
trained
it.
in
Yeah.
that, yeah.
but it's like again, there's probably a bit of a delay for it by the time
In
it
terms of
gets-
radio comms,
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
the
it'll have
light
all of the other
boards,
things.
the
Yeah.
light boards are instant because there's literally a marshal standing there, and
Yeah,
it's like,
they've
oh,
got a
double
push
waved yellows,
button.
hits a button. Yeah.
yeah.
I do
Um,
want to just say, Jack Doohan got out of that car sharpish.
Oh yeah,
Like I didn't, because it wasn't immediately on fire. It sort of sat there for a bit, and then everything started going up in smoke. But he was out anyway. He didn't care. It's like at steering wheel on over the nose cone and over the fence. Man was doing parkour to get off that car.
I mean, to be fair, parked in that position
I
in
would
Monaco,
be as
Yeah.
well.
yeah, I'm not hanging around.
I mean, if I crash in a race car and I'm anywhere on circuit, I'm
No,
not
get
hanging
out.
around. So
Unless it's Formula E, then you're not allowed to get out the car until you're told.
Mm.
suffer the consequences.
But the reality for them is safer in the car than trying to get out in case the
Mm.
electrical current,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yeah, that's all charge
Yeah.
safety and
It's actually really fun. I watched the video on what they have to do if the car remains live. It's so funny.
What is
They
it?
basically just need to wrap it in this massive
Oh
blanket
yeah,
and
it's
just
like a big orange
drag
blanket.
the driver out.
It's like a big orange blanket you put over it, and then you gotta lift it up.
Yeah, and you're just dragging the driver out. It's like, out you come.
And they gotta put
Yeah.
on those like massive rubber gloves that look like marigold washing gloves.
But thankfully, in the case of the Martins incident, everyone's okay. So that's the main thing.
yes.
Shall we discuss our predictions?
Sure. we also need to come back because Formula 3 was in
Yeah.
in Monaco as well.
Oh, God, Formula 3.
You thought F1 had bumper cars. It was a pretty bland week in the prediction field. Nobody got anywhere close with the lap down showdown. The first driver lapped was actually Alex Albon. He made a reasonably early pit stop. He came in, and 2 laps later was lapped. I had to zoom in to like see exactly at what point he was lapped because it was so close to the start finish line. It was really annoying. But I've come to the conclusion he was lapped just as they started lap 21, and he finished 1 lap down. Everybody else, you all said Sargent, and I said De Vries, so we all did really well. It was great.
Who got the point for being the closest to when it was lapped?
Ben.
Oh,
Ben said
nice.
34, but
What
me
was
and
it?
Nia only said 1 lap down, so we were right on that one.
What,
Wait,
so
what
was
lap
it
did he-
exactly on that? Very full.
What lap did he say
No,
his
no,
lap
it was
done?
21.
It's 20.
Yeah, it was early doors.
So
Lap
I was the
21.
earliest one.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
that was the earliest one by a long shot.
I think I said 36.
Yeah.
One time I don't say 25. The one time.
Point anyway.
Could have had 2. But it didn't.
Nobody else except Chris got their bold predictions. Chris said at least 5 on-track overtakes. So, yeah, that actually happened this year.
Yeah, we had 23.
2 years in a row that's happened now.
For once.
It's insane.
And it has rained 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
True. To think 3 years ago we had 2.
Yeah, that was a diabolical race. Yeah, so Ben, sorry, mate. Leclerc did not actually win the Grand Prix. Both McLarens were not in the top 8 near, and Hulkenberg did not come in the top 9. Sad noises.
McLarens were P9, P10, weren't they?
Yeah.
Should
Should have said top 10s.
Should have just said points.
Yeah, should have.
So close, but yet so far.
Guys, mate. In terms of our podium predictions, oh dear, Ben. Big fat.
I'm just going for punts
point.
now.
You got 1 point this weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody else got 4. Chris, Nia, and myself all got our 4 points courtesy of Max Verstappen being on pole and winning. Sonia got her 4 points for putting Verstappen on the top step and putting Alonso 3rd. So
great weekend.
I haven't actually asked Sonia for her Spain predictions yet. We need to do that. I need to do that.
We'll tweet them out when we get them.
Yeah. Or we'll just cover it when we do next week because I'll probably forget.
Yeah.
Do we want to cover the actual race results of Formula 2 and 3?
No.
Let's do it quickly.
We'll just do the results.
It's 12:20.
I don't care.
Yeah.
As per usual in Monaco, qualifying was split into groups by number, 1 driver from each team. So qualifying group A was Victor Martins, Jack Doohan, and Richard Verschoor, and qualifying group B was Fred Vesti. See, I've read Vesti and B, and yeah, it's gone. Fred Vesti, Teo Porchet, and Zane Maloney. Obviously, they took the times and set the grid from that. Sprint race was won by Ayumu Iwata, second was Jan de Ruvela, and third was Jack Crawford. And the feature race was won by Fred Vesti, second was Teo Porchet, and third was Zane Maloney. Formula 3, bumper cars. Formula 3 was actually quite dead.
How many cars are there?
30.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, but they're so small, you'd expect them to actually overtake, but
yeah,
it wasn't that exciting. I'll be honest.
But they would crash a lot, I'm guessing.
There was plenty of I complained at the amount of bumper cars that Formula E did. This was worse. going round
I'm not
lows,
saying.
going round that hairpin on lap 1, if you didn't have the commentators on, it was just
Was that dominoes? Just
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of looked like that in Formula One as well, thanks to
But
Lance
so,
Stroll.
yeah, true. But one of the drivers got round, hit someone. That guy got going again, and then he hit him again. So man, chill out. Give him a chance.
I don't like you.
Yeah,
He
no
doesn't
kidding.
like you either.
So again, because there's so many cars, Formula 3 qualifying was split into 2 groups. Group A, first was Dino Beganovic, then Luke Browning, and then Sebastian Montoya. Group B was Gabriele Mini, Paul Aron, and Caio Collet. The sprint race was won by Pepe Marti. Second was Leonardo Fornaroli, and third was Gregoire Saucy. He does like Monaco. Feature race was won by Gabriele Mini. Second was Dino Beganovic, and third was Paul Aron. It means that we have actually got. Let's go to the standings, please. Gabriele Bortoletto still remains at the top of the Formula 3 standings. Gabriele Mini moves into second ahead of Gregoire Saucy in third. The Formula 2 standings means, I believe, we have a new championship leader. Yes, we do. Frederick Vesti now leads the way from Teo Pourchaire with Yumo Iwasa in third. Vesti is on 89 points, Pourchaire is on 84, and Yumo Iwasa is on 69 points. Nice.
Knees.
And that brings us nicely up to this weekend in Spain, where Formula 1 is joined by Formula 2 and Formula 3 again. So we have all of this to do next week.
Now,
So,
thankfully, I'm flying home that day, so I'll be able to, the day before, so I'll be able to watch it. All right, Ben, pole position, please.
Verstappen.
Nia,
Verstappen.
Richard,
Verstappen.
and we are in agreement. Podium, please. Nia.
Verstappen. Leclerc. Alonso.
Ben.
I'm gonna fly the Spanish flag. I'm saying Alonso, Verstappen, Hamilton.
I'm gonna go Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso. I'm just praying these upgrades come good. Richard?
I am going to go for Verstappen, Perez, Alonso. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, it was broke this weekend because
that's because Perez
punted
broke
the
the car.
Bold predictions for Spain. I'm going to go controversial. The change to the circuit will not improve the racing.
I'm just writing that down as new layout, no fun.
I really want it to be. I want to be proven wrong, but I'm still concerned.
Okay. Over the course of the Grand Prix weekend, this is how my prediction's going, by the way.
Okay.
This encapsulates everything from the first second of FP1 to the last second of the race. Carlos Sainz will find the gravel trap at the exit of turn 9.
Mm-hmm.
And at the reprofiled new old section.
Okay.
He has to find both. If he gets either or, I don't get halves. It's all or nothing. He finds both gravel traps. He doesn't have to beach himself in them. He just has to visit them. Cool?
Okay. Yeah.
Primo.
Nia?
I'm going to say for quali, there'll be 6 drivers who get their times deleted. That's over the course of quali. It only has to happen if they repeat it. It's fine, but 6 individual drivers have to have their time deleted. 6 or more.
Whoa.
Things are war.
We're going to have a really quick VAR check on this. On a couple, like qualifying from a couple of rounds ago at a decent circuit, we see how many on average have their time deleted, see if that's actually bold. But carry on for now.
Trying to think
And
where they could
If it's
track
not-
extend.
Question: if it's not bold, do I have the right to change it?
yes.
Well, yeah, you have to. If you fail the VAR check, then you're
I got the thing.
forced.
Probably have to take
The
another one.
only corner I can think-
Australia is probably the last track that would be good for this. In fact, that's still a street circuit. Bahrain.
It happened more at Bahrain.
Yeah.
Qualifying deleted lap times.
97.
Yeah,
Let's see how many drivers.
they're just all at turn 4.
I will accept this as bold
Excellent.
because only 4 drivers had a lap time deleted in Bahrain.
Cool. Ben, what's your bold?
Well, very similar to you, Richard. I put a car to crash at turn 13 at some point during the weekend.
Is turn 13 the new not chicane?
Yes,
Damn it, I guessed 14. I have to change mine.
14's now the last corner.
Yeah. Because I knew that was like 16 before, so a little. But
Who do
I've
you
got
think
the
will be the
bold.
first driver to go the wrong way? Completely forget and just muscle memory. of the
Latifi.
chicane.
He's coming back.
guest star appearance.
De Vries dropped. Replacement Latifi.
Do we reckon Latifi's still going to be in the F1 game, but as a free agent?
Probably.
No.
Latifi
hope so.
makes his epic comeback. World
think so.
champion.
I hope he is. Please put him
If
in
they
the
have Latifi in
legends.
the game, then they should have Kimi back.
Latifi needs to go into the legends section.
Well, you've got Maldonado now, so is that not enough?
Wait, Maldonado's in the icons
Maldonado's
section.
in the icons. Can you just believe the scenes when Maldonado wins his first World Drivers' Championship?
I'm signing him. I'm absolutely signing him. And if he doesn't bin it on lap 1, turn 1, it's not Maldonado.
True. Well, no, because he makes it. If he doesn't punt Hamilton off, it's not Maldonado.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hamilton's always the target.
Target acquired.
Yeah.
ETA 36 laps.
It's just, is that Belgium one on lap 1? Causing absolute chaos, nearly killing Alonso.
When I think Maldonado, I always go back to Valencia in
Yeah.
2011, I think it was.
Mm.
He just
11
sends
or
it
12,
down the
something like that,
inside, sends it on Lewis. No reason, space not there whatsoever. Puts Lewis in the wall, carries on.
Right. Lap down showdown. 66 laps of this race, by the way.
Albon 21-1.
Man, that was this week's result. What are you on about?
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but there's less laps, so it's okay.
But the lap's longer.
Exactly.
Okay. But they're probably not going to make an early pit
Wait,
stop.
is it that much longer?
It's all right.
Well,
Albon's gonna
Monaco
get a
is
lap
technically
2 punctured
below.
or something.
Monaco is technically below the minimum circuit length of Formula One, according to its own regulations. It just gets a special pass. Because
To be
it's
fair,
Monaco.
Like the
Same as
lap
Belgium.
times.
Belgium gets a special pass because that's too long.
That's banter, though. I'd much rather have a long track than a short one. Then again, Austria can
depends
be
how
quite
long.
fun. I think it's more the nature of the circuit rather than anything. Monaco's just too tight and twisty. Austria is
And-
actually fast.
I'd like to remind you of Bahrain Outer.
Yes, true. But also fast and fun.
Yeah, true.
Much like Austria. Might not have much corners. Has lots of speed. Fine.
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
Does it meet the requirements actually? And that I can't remember if it's long enough or if it got special dispensation.
Who cares? Just bring
And
it
maybe
back.
that's why we've never been back because it's
Just
not
bring it
long
back
enough.
anyway. Add a special clause that says at least one variation of the track has to have a layout that is long enough. And then you can just pick whichever one.
Delete the word except Monaco and add except Bahrain outer.
Yes. Suddenly
You're gonna
Monaco is no
bring that
longer on the
back.
calendar.
Oh no.
What a shame.
How sad.
Ben, lap down. Come on.
Joe lap 28, 2 laps.
Nia.
25 degrees, 1 lap down.
De Vries 25 and 1. That's so close to El Clasico, but who are we gonna pick this week? Who have I like? You know what? I think he's feeling a bit left out. I'm gonna pick Logie Bear. Good old Logie Sarge. Nobody's
Logie
picked
Sarge.
Sargent.
I think we've been picking on Sargent for weeks and it's never him.
You guys have. I've been binning it for De Vries. Actually, no, I did Sargent the week before.
I think,
But then the week before that, I did Bottas.
But you done Sargent the week before and the race didn't happen.
This is true. I picked Sargent and the race didn't happen.
If Spain gets cancelled now, Richard.
De Vries. Well, Bahrain happened and I picked Sargent then, so we have a 50%
Didn't
success ratio.
Everyone picked
races.
Sargent but me at the first race.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure I went
Yes,
for De Vries.
you went for De Vries.
Yeah.
We had the opposite last week where I picked De Vries. Right. So Sargent, I'm going to say lap 30, 1 lap down. That way I have bookended everyone else. And if it's over 30, it's good. Winner.
And if it's below, you're humped.
Yep. Oh well. There it is.
Do we have any? Is there any news?
Aston Martin signed a new engine deal with Honda for
That was this
2026.
week?
That was this week. We haven't talked about it, but Honda's back.
In fact, actually, yeah, I remember this because this broke at like 2 a.m. as I
It's
was getting up at the airport.
Japanese time, isn't it? So
Yeah, true. But honestly, I was getting up to get ready to go to the airport, and I just get this breaking news alert from Formula One. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, Honda's back.
who'd have thought?
Yeah, it's quite funny.
I mean, they
Red
never really
Bull,
left, but
Yeah.
still.
Um,
Anything else?
Marcus Ericsson bottled the Indy 500. That was great fun.
Was this about a tyre going out of the crowd at the Indy 500?
Someone crashed, I forgot who, and the wheel literally fell off, went over the guardrail, just over the crowd, and hit someone's car.
Jesus.
damn.
I'm pretty sure it was a Toyota Corolla.
Oh, no major loss then. It's done the world a service.
As far as I've been led to believe though, everyone's okay. No one was injured.
No one's injured.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Oh, also,
Yeah, it flew over the fence. It was a Chevrolet. That's what it was.
Still, no major loss.
No.
Shame.
Arthur Leclerc learnt that the Leclerc curse of Monaco also extends to him, not just his brother. So that happened. But I think the Honda news was the biggest, really.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it was Felix Rosenquist hit the ball, span it, and then Kirkwood collided with him. His back left fell off, went straight over the fence, over the crowd, into the car
And into
park,
a
and
car
hit
park.
in a Chevrolet. So, yeah, it's quite scary.
Well, that wraps up this week's episode of the Top 5 podcast. Join us next week where we'll be reviewing round 8 of the Formula One World Championship. Thank you very
7,
much.
and the Formula 2 and the Formula 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's still round 8 for them. I can't
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
what round number it is. Thank you very much.
6 or something.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.